I actually was fortunate to start out my adult working career in primary medicine. And so I was involved everything from receptionist, became the practice manager, and fortunately, 20 years ago, before integrated care was a thing, we had a psychologist who rented an office from us. And just seeing that integrated care in action made me be inspired by the mental health journey and just realizing that it's all connected and you have to look at people holistically rather than just one system in unison, right? It's much more important to look at the totality of the person. So I was very inspired by that psychologist and that program. Ended up going to school later in life, finishing my master's in my early to mid 30s. And so it's really been a fun journey, everything from 2 failed private practices to being a director for a 2-county health system, opening a community mental health clinic, getting that started. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm very grateful to be with Mindful and starting the private practice venture again, but in a much more supported way. Back in 2020, I had been a director of a 2-county health system and just needed a break from everything. Went up to Seattle on a traveling social work contract, and then that's kind of how I ended up getting introduced to Mindful Therapy Group, is that I had my license in Washington, even though it was a few years ago. So what I would say is I probably, had I known, getting the message on LinkedIn from Mindful that it was opening a private practice again, I would have been totally closed off to the idea, because in my mind, I had been there, done that twice and was not going to put myself through that again, right? So what was ironic was, I don't know, maybe a week or two into talking with my onboarding specialist, I recognized, wait, am I opening a private practice? And so it was kind of funny because, of course, I was like, do I want to do this? But my answer was yes, right? And so literally from the start of this journey back in December to now, it's been, I keep saying, pinch me, I'm dreaming. But it's just really beautiful to see people super proactive and wanting to make changes for their lives and showing up to their appointments and being consistent. And you can tell that the mindset is really proactive for wanting to maintain health. And that's such a warm welcome and a great change for me too. So I think really for me, in taking the leap to doing the 3rd private practice, was just knowing that I had more support. In my previous private practice attempts, it was work all week, and then Friday was my day to do billing and collections and all of the admin piece of it. And so just recognizing how valuable that support is for your own mental health and burnout reduction and all of the things that kind of go along with it, I felt very supported rather than feeling like, okay, what do I do with this? Or how do I overcome that? And then getting all of these great videos and trainings, right, that make you look at things in a different way. What to me is most inspiring is that you work for yourself, but you also have this team to bounce things off of. And I think that is one really isolating thing about most private practices, is you can't even say, like, what do you think about this color logo versus this one? It's you. And so here, having a team of people who are here to make sure that you feel successful and you are supported, it is palpable, and I am very grateful for it. So I think one of my lenses with like solution-focused brief therapy, having worked in medicine, oftentimes you have 15 minutes with somebody. How do you make a difference, right? How do you make an impact? So I would definitely say when it comes to working with clients, the people that get me most excited are the ones that are in some kind of a transition and really looking to make those positive changes, because I definitely am the therapist that's going to give you a lot of growth opportunity between doing EMDR and some of the other nervous system regulation tools. What I like to do is like support people with the anxiety of the unknown of those changes. And then also, how do we create a conscious life that you love? Something that you're inspired by, right? Because those changes are a catalyst for something new, and we want them to be about hope and not suffering. I love to do EMDR work with like core limiting beliefs. It's so cool to see people's lives like transform when you suddenly aren't carrying around the I'm not good enough ones, right? Really trusting in the process and then being proactive with the initial list that they give you about the things that you're going to need to get in place, because it is also a proactive process, right? So you need to do your part, and that all comes together really smoothly if you're proactive in the process, and then just trust and allowing that it's going to make itself work. And even like with my practice, I was a little nervous about the ramp up and how long that was going to take, because, of course, you leave your old job. Now we don't have an income coming in. So it's like, how's this all going to come together? But by my 4-week mark, my practice was full where I wanted it to be. And I even found myself going, okay, let's pump the brakes so I can make sure that I can, stick up with everything. And then just even the way you all make it a seamless process to put in the portal what new appointments are available as people change or go bi-weekly. It really, you've worked out a lot of the kinks that make the work hard.